What is going on, Flex Zone family? It's your boy, God's favorite host, the host with the Moist, here on the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want and when you need it. I'm back with another video talking about that Cody Rhodes injury and what it means next for WWE. And I'm also giving you that quick recap of Hell in a Cell, which we were live for last night. Thank you everybody for tuning in, watching. Welcome all the new subscribers. Smash that like button, body slam that subscribe button, and spare that bell for all notifications. And know when we are live for all of our live streams, and we will be live again tonight at 10 p.m. for a new episode of the Flex On Podcast here on the YouTube. Again, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. And I got a very special video I'm working on right now that I'm going to give to you, talking about Cody Rhodes and what's next for WWE. I got the news on Cody Rhodes. I got the updates as of this morning, and I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to break it down for you and tell you what this means and what is next for WWE. Again, thank you for joining me here on the Flex On Podcast. Let's get into it. Cody Rhodes could be facing a lengthy layoff from the ring following his impressive Hell in a Cell performance due to a recent injury. Fightful Select reports that the American Nightmare is set to undergo surgery this Thursday, a torn pectoral muscle. Several notable WWE stars have suffered the same injury, missed anywhere from 3 months. John Cena, remember he returned at the Royal Rumble number 30, I believe that was in New York, after just 3 months. So that's best case scenario. To a more realistic 5 months, most recently Triple H after his debacle of a tag team match against the Brothers of Destruction with Shawn Michaels DX against the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia and Elias. So we are in June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months. So end of November, best case, worst case maybe. Rumors are swirling about Rhodes' injury status after he was removed from a WWE live event in Champaign, Illinois, June 4th, one day before Hell in a Cell. Many fans left speculating about what happened to Rhodes and if he would be able to compete at last night's premium live event. Hours ahead of Hell in a Cell, WWE did confirm, and they don't do this often, that he did suffer a torn pectoral muscle while training last week, but also stated Rhodes was adamant about competing inside the monster structure against Seth Rollins. WWE's update noted that Rhodes had torn his pectoral muscle completely off the bone while preparing for the big match. While that sounded bad, fans did not truly grasp the extent of the injury until just before the match when Rhodes took off his jacket and revealed massive bruising on the right side of his chest. Rhodes went on to complete in a 20 plus minute match. I think it went like 24 minutes against Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, and he won as well. Following the show, Rhodes addressed the fans, let them know it was his decision to wrestle, and that he would give a further update on his injury tonight on Raw. So it looks like tonight we'll get Cody speaking about the situation and about what this all means for his future and about how long he could be out. And it looks like he will get surgery this coming Thursday. Now, this definitely has to mess up creative plans for WWE because what are they going to do now? We've barely seen Roman Reigns on TV the past couple of weeks. Obviously, he deserves a well-deserved vacation. He's been carrying his company for the past few years, and I'm not mad at that. But I would say that if it is at all possible, what are they going to do now? There were rumors about Bray Wyatt possibly coming back. There were rumors about him showing up last night, maybe to confront Cody after his win, to set up their feud. We know they have history going back to Hell in a Cell, excuse me, NXT even. But what would happen with those two, with the Husky Harris, Cody Rhodes situation? Obviously, Dusty was a big part of NXT, Cody's father. So there's a lot of intertwined storylines there that you could automatically just go right into with those two individuals if they were going to do a feud and if they were going to eventually have a match down the line if Wyatt is indeed going to return to WWE, which rumors are saying he changed his profile picture to an upside down picture of the Fiend's face. Rumors are he wants to come back soon. His dad says he's not done with wrestling. The Red Cell, his history with Seth Rollins, even lot of things that could be done there as far as with Cody and Bray Wyatt. But WWE finds themselves in another problem with the injuries because who is the next guy to step up and take the ball? I think Cody was to be the favorite to go into Hell in a Cell and win Hell in a Cell, and I think he was going to be the person that was going to win the briefcase and probably have a chance to challenge for, if not necessarily win right now, but challenge for one of the world titles going into the rest of 2022. But I think the story now can push Cody back, take the 5 months, take the rest of 2022 off, come back 100% and win the Royal Rumble. I think that would be perfect storytelling. I think that would be perfect booking. And I think that would allow Cody to come back as an even bigger and even more over babyface in the WWE and allow him to be the guy to eventually take the title from Roman and even main event WrestleMania if you wanted him to do so. WrestleMania is 2 nights this year, so he can main event either night. Still to be determined if we're going to get Roman and The Rock eventually. But I want to see what happens with Cody here. I want to see what happens with the whole situation of this injury. Like I said, best case was John Cena, who's superhuman himself, came back in 3 months from a torn pec to return at the Royal Rumble. We saw Triple H and Elias was 5 months. So that would pretty much put us at the end of 2022. But I personally think Cody should get the surgery, see what the timeline is, and I think if anything, it would be a story that writes itself to have him return for the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event WrestleMania. Now, in the meantime, the short term, I think it's time for WWE to look at some guys in NXT that could be called up and guys that I think are potentially ready for the main roster, whether that's Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, Santos Escobar, the Creed brothers even, whomever that may be. I know the Creeds did just win the tag titles in NXT. I know Carmelo Hayes did just win back the North American title in NXT. Could we see a Cameron Grimes get called up? Could we see others being called up like a Io Shirai maybe? I don't know, but I think they need to get in some young blood and stop depending on the Goldbergs. I don't want to see another Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match. I don't need to see Brock Lesnar. I don't want to see them relying on stars of yesteryear to come and always save this company when they have stars in their developmental system that they're pushing under this 2.0 brand that are ready to come up, take the ball, and run with it. As I said, you got Braun Breaker, you got Carmelo Hayes, you got Cameron Grimes, you got Tony D'Angelo, you got Carmelo Hayes, if I didn't say him already, you got Santos Escobar, you got Io Shirai, you have individuals, you got Toxic Attraction. You can bring them up and be a staple in the women's division as well. Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think WWE needs to do next if Cody is out between 3 to 5 or 6 months, possibly not returning until 2023? And I said it would be a story that writes itself to come back, win the Royal Rumble, whether he comes in at number 30, which would be ideal, be a surprise return. Coming at number 30, they haven't announced what a Royal Rumble is this year, but I'm sure it'll be in a stadium setting as they've done for the last few Royal Rumbles where they've had fans, which I think has been fantastic. It was in Arizona and Houston they were in. I think that'd be fantastic. Cody coming back to Royal Rumble, Men's Royal Rumble in the main event, coming in at number 30, returning after the torn pack, being 100%, having time off to rest, recuperate, get back to himself, be healthy, spend time with his family, and really, really, really allow the fans to miss him and be the over megastar that he is and becoming in WWE as he is one of the best things in wrestling right now. Unfortunately, WWE doesn't have the luxury of AEW with no MJF, with CM Punk out with injury, with Scorpio Sky possibly dealing with injury, Bryan Danielson dealing with injury. They have guys, Adam Cole dealing with injury, Jeff Hardy dealing with injury possibly. They have guys that can step up. Kenny Omega has been out a good part of the year. They have, excuse me, they have guys that can step up and be ready. And yeah, they have a bloated roster. Yeah, they have a lot of people on that roster, but they've done a hell of a job of adding talent. So when situations like this happen, because a lot of times we see in the wrestling industry, there are peaks and valleys of injuries. There are peaks and valleys of people getting hurt, people not being able to compete for extended periods of time. And the question is, what is your undercard? What is your mid card? What young talent do you have that can step up, take the ball, and run with it? And in WWE's case, they go to the well one too many times, getting part timers, getting legends, getting individuals who are past their prime to come back and take the ball and run with it when that's not necessarily what fans want to see. As I said, I think it's time for some new blood while we wait for Cody to get 100%, while we wait for guys like Big E to hopefully come back from injury, while we wait and see what they're going to do with Roman Reigns next and his next opponent, potentially at Money in the Bank being Riddle. Or do they even have Roman at Money in the Bank with it being moved from Allegiant Stadium to the Intimate MGM Grand Garden Arena? Now, I do think there will be a situation where we will see Roman and Riddle at Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank is still being billed as a big pay-per-view. It's in Vegas. It's the same weekend as a UFC fight. But I think it's going to be important for WWE to start developing their undercard, their midcard, put some value on those other titles. Let these guys from NXT come up. Give them an opportunity to engage with the crowd, to show what they can do in and out of the ring. And allow them to hold over and carry this company and infuse them with new blood. While we wait for Cody, as I said, Cody should come back, win the Royal Rumble at number 30, get that big pop, and go on to main event one of the nights of WrestleMania, especially considering he probably was going to be the favorite to win Money in the Bank, and he looks like he's going to be out for an extended period of time, but he will be speaking tonight on Raw. So let me know your thoughts about Cody Rhodes' injury. Him and Seth had a fantastic match last night. As I get into the recap of Hell in a Cell, they did a hell of a job. Rollins came out with the polka dots like Dusty Rhodes playing the mind games. Cody took off the jacket. It was utter silence in Chicago. I think fans were just surprised that he is wrestling this match. Cody is a crazy son of a gun, and boy, oh boy, he put himself on a higher pedestal wrestling with one arm. This match was damn good with him wrestling with one arm. Imagine if he had both his arms. Cody would be probably this could be the match of the year in any promotion if that was the case. But wrestling with one arm, doing his thing, it was fantastic to see. Doing the spots that he did, taking the shots with the cowbell, taking the kendo stick, the sledgehammer spot, the table spot, the turnbuckle buckle bump spot. Cody Rhodes put the WWE on his back last night and took them to a new level. And unfortunately, he's going to be out an extended period of time. But this should allow them to realize his worth and his star value, which I think they did when they saw what he did in AEW. But Cody is on megastar level, and I think you're seeing that here. And I would love to see Cody come back, win the Royal Rumble, and main event one of the nights of WrestleMania. Maybe the best in-ring match of the night, potentially as well, was the Raw Women's Championship Triple Threat match, which saw Bianca Belair retain her belt against Becky Lynch and Asuka. Asuka took the pin. Obviously, Becky Lynch delivered the manhandle slam to Asuka. Bianca came in, took the pin. So Becky will probably come out tonight talk about how she wasn't pinned and wants her Raw Women's Championship match. I think we're headed to Bianca Belair and Asuka maybe having a one-off, but I think we're heading towards Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch at SummerSlam in Tennessee, Bianca's home state, and at Nissan Stadium where the Titans play. So that place holds a special place, I'm sure, in her heart as well. So we'll see if we get that match. Don't want to see it again, but I think Bianca deserves some reputable challengers, and they deserve to book her well because she is fantastic. This triple threat match was very good, and it did a great job. The crowd was into it, and it was a good start. Bobby Lashley beat Omos to MVP, made MVP tap the Hurt Lock. Bobby Lashley took the replica fans WWE title. Looks like he's trying to get back into the main event title picture. Will we get Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns somewhere down the line? Will we get a tag match with Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander versus Omos and MVP tonight? We shall see. But looks like Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, is trying to get back into the main event picture. Not sure how I feel about it. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Lashley and Roman on a one-off. Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar again, possibly at SummerSlam or even at WrestleMania next year. But let me know what you want to see about that. Kevin Owens beat Ezekiel. This was pretty much a Raw match. Not much here. The Ezekiel story, don't know how much life it has left. Ezekiel looked like a fake Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage. Kevin Owens deserves better. He's fantastic. So let's see where this feud goes next. If it's over, if it continues, I think it'll maybe continue to another match. And I want to see what they do better with Kevin Owens. He deserves to be in the main event picture as well. We had Theory defeat Mustafa Ali. Ali was a hometown guy. Of course, he didn't get the win here. Theory is Vince McMahon's chosen son, and Theory is not losing that United States title for a very long time. We saw Judgment Day defeat Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. Is this feud over? We don't know. Does Judgment Day add a new member? Maybe head into Money in the Bank, maybe tonight, or at Money in the Bank? I don't know. Judgment Day definitely needs some more legit feuds. There are rumors of Cena coming back at SummerSlam. There are rumors of Ciampa or maybe Paige or Finn Balor, even Jordan Judgment Day. Do we see it happen tonight on Raw? Do we see it happen down the line at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam? Judgment Day gets the win. No holds barred. Madcap Moss looks fantastic. He beat Happy Corbin in a no holds barred match. Puts the steps on the chair, which was around Corbin's neck. Madcap looks like he is going to be good baby face. He looks the part. He's really good in the ring. He can talk on the mic. He has the look, which they like in WWE. Has the black tights, a la Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Brock Lesnar's of the world. Has the look, has the size, and I think he could be a guy that if Gunther does win the IC title this coming Friday or in the future, real soon against from Ricochet, I think that could be a situation where we have Madcap Moss against Gunther, and that could be a hell of a feud. Those individuals are great in the ring, and I think that would be a good matchup for those two individuals. And we'll see what happens on Friday. Hopefully, this feud is over. Madcap deserves better and deserves to move on to new things as well. As I said, Cody Rhodes torn pectoral muscle between 3 to 5 to 6 months. We saw John Cena on 3, Elias and Triple H for 5 months. So that would pretty much put Cody at the best case scenario the end of the summer if it's 3 months, but I think he needs to take the full 4 to 5 to 6 months to be 110%, take the time away, get 100%, come back at the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble at number 30, surprise the fans, put the Big Pop, push him to an even higher level as a babyface, and allow him to be your next big megastar, and eventually be the guy to beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed or the WWE title, whichever title they're going to do. Because let's not forget, Raw does not have a champion right now. Roman holds both belts on SmackDown. The Usos hold both tag belts on SmackDown. So there's still a brand split according to WWE. It's not over yet, according to Fox and NBC Universal. So Raw needs a top champion. Could we see a situation where Drew McIntyre takes one belt from Roman and Cody takes the other? Do we get the match with The Rock at WrestleMania? Then afterwards, we could see Cody come in and win. Maybe on night two, they do Roman and The Rock night one, and then Roman and Cody night two, and allow Cody to get his WrestleMania moment after coming back being Roman for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Let me know in the comments. How would you book this? How would you have Cody returning if he is going to be out the rest of 2022? Is he going to be out till Survivor Series? Is WWE going to rush him back? Is Vince going to say, I need you, I want you? Do we see a return of a guy like Bray Wyatt maybe to be inserted into the upper card main event picture on Monday Night Raw? Let me know. I wouldn't mind seeing Bray Wyatt come back. Hopefully they do right by him this time, but I don't know. I don't know. Last time Bray's creativity was murdered by WWE. Vince obviously did not see the big picture of the Fiend, allowing Goldberg to beat him. And it's something that we saw all too familiar with, became all too familiar with Bray Wyatt's career, him being over as hell, the number one merch seller, and eventually losing or not getting a rightful title run. But I'm getting ready to get out of here. Make sure you spear that bell for all notifications to know when we're live. Appreciate everybody for watching the Hell in a Cell live stream. We'll be back again later this month for another wrestling live stream for Forbidden Door and as well as Money in the Bank about a month from now on the YouTube. Make sure you super kick that like button, smash it, like this video. It helps it out tremendously. Appreciate everybody watching last night. If I said something like something that you agree with, something you disagree with, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on the Cody Rhodes situation? Did you like Hell in a Cell? And make sure you body slam that subscribe button. Welcome to the Play Zone family. Welcome all the new subscribers. We appreciate you guys. We're nothing without you. Let me know what other videos you would like to see as well. Hell in a Cell was basically a glorified episode of Monday Night Raw with one SmackDown show thrown into it, but it was some good wrestling. I'm not gonna lie. I would give the show. I think I said B. I said B plus last night. I'll take it to a B plus because of Cody, the women's triple threat match, and even some of the undercard matches in between, like the Mustafa Ali Theory match as well as the Madcap Corbin match. I think those are the guys who need to be highlighted as well as your main eventers, the Roman Reigns, the Cody Rhodes, the Seth Rollins of the world. And I'm intrigued to see what they do next as well. We got Gunther and Ricochet this coming Friday for the IC title. So we'll be talking about that as well. Let me know your thoughts on that. And does Roman appear this Friday on SmackDown? Do we see him defend against Riddle or whomever else? Lashley at Money in the Bank. Does Roman return? I think he does this week. He has to because of no Cody. And I think Roman is needed on WWE TV, maybe even on both shows for a little bit as well to build his next feud, whether that's Riddle, Lashley, or whomever. And I would like to see some build towards some qualifying matches for Money in the Bank in the next couple of weeks. Make the Money in the Bank mean something. Make the qualifying matches mean something. Have to qualify to get into the field for the men's and women's Money in the Bank. Who are your early predictions and winners for that? Obviously, without the field being known, mine would have been Cody no matter what. But we'll see what happens now and who eventually gets into that field as well. Any other thoughts? I think the Judgment Day 6-man match was pretty solid as well. it was good for what it was. Let's see where that story goes next. If they have a new feud or if this feud continues, I think it may be a little bit more life to this feud as well. Hopefully AJ is fine after he was busted up as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm getting ready to get out of here, as I said, and I hope you enjoyed it, man. I definitely love doing these videos with you guys. We love, appreciate Michael, appreciate Lamont, appreciate Big Rod, appreciate Queen Mia, everybody that tuned in last night to the Hell in a Cell live stream. Let me know what else you guys want to see on the channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Cody situation. How would you book his return to WWE? What do you want to see? What do you talk about on the cell? What do you want to see over here tonight on Raw? We got Maurice coming back. We got Cody speaking about his injury status as well. And yeah, interesting Raw. I don't know if it's going to be a good Raw, but it should damn well be interesting. I'm sure Cody probably will kick off the show and he'll address his injury status as well. Again, body slam that subscribe button. Subscribe to Flex on Family. Kick that like button. Please, please, please smash that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And of course, speak that bell for all notifications. We're live. We'll be live later tonight, 10 p.m. for a new episode of the Flex on Podcast, talking about the NBA Finals, as well as LeBron James being a billionaire and his new coach, Darvin Ham of the Milwaukee Bucks. He's now the head man. And this here on the Flex on Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, comment down below, let me know what you think about the Cody Rhodes situation. And I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. Until next time, later tonight, live for the Flex on. I'm done.